Hello, my name is Fred Azar. I am Healthcare Analytics Executive for InterSystems. We're an innovative data technology company that helps some of the most important organizations on Earth solve their critical data and information challenges. Today, I will address three things. First, I'll present an overview of the analytics challenges encountered by healthcare organizations. Then I will provide you with an overview of the InterSystems HealthShare analytics solution and explain why it will enable your organization to create and deliver real-time insights at scale. Finally, I will present some really interesting real-world analytics use cases. So let's start. Healthcare organizations across the US are making investments in analytics a top priority. Actually, 85 out of 100 healthcare executives surveyed view analytics priorities as fundamental to strategic objectives. And actually, 80% say creating and sharing high-quality data is a must-have. Indeed, if the underlying data are bad, how can the insights be good? And how can executives at every level trust the insights and make decisions that may have a material and long-term impact on their organization? Now, healthcare leaders continue to face numerous challenges in collecting, normalizing, analyzing, and using data to make timely clinical and business decisions. Despite widespread adoption of electronic data, most executives say that they still lack data they can trust to drive good analytics and meet their strategic priorities. Actually, over half of executives say that these issues negatively impact their ability to make decisions, identify gaps in care, optimize the revenue cycle, and meet quality metrics. Now, in addition to that, data and data management challenges impact analytics teams by creating long delays, difficulty scaling and democratizing data, and time-consuming processes to analyze data. Now, outside of the data analytics team itself, the top users of analytics for making decisions are members of the C-suite, followed by department heads, academics, researchers, and administrators. The reality is that most organizations today may have partially solved the data issues, but they do not have a solution that does it all end-to-end in such a way that, number one, they can really trust the value of the information at every level, and then number two, they present that information in a way that they're able to make the right decisions at the right time. So instead of addressing data challenges and gaps with separate products from different vendors, which often do not work in a seamless way, healthcare organizations now have access to InterSystems HealthShare analytics solution. InterSystems is unique in the fact that it actually addresses all of these problems in a single end-to-end solution for the entire organization. Now, here's how InterSystems addresses that problem. If you take a look at the solution in the center, these are 5 components that you need to make it happen: data pipeline services, harmonization services, an extensible healthcare data model, extensive user access services, and last but certainly not least, the ability to bring actionable insights back into the organization in real time. Then you can feel comfortable that you have all the clean and high-quality data that you need, and you can receive insights at the right time to make the right decisions. Now, the InterSystems solution can accept any kind of input, as you see on the left, from clinical to claims, social determinants of health, CRM, or revenue cycle management. And we enable a single high-quality data set to serve many different types of users or tenants. Everything from FHIR to cloud to self-service analytics tools, all this without duplicating data. Now, it is important to note that the InterSystems HealthShare analytics solution is built on top of a number of InterSystems products, which connect in a seamless fashion. Now, I'm showing you this because some of you may already have InterSystems Iris for Health or Unified Care Record, for example. But you can also include the other components into the products you already have, which will allow you to build the full HealthShare analytics solution. Now, from my point of view and many people in the industry, you will need these components in order to fully take advantage of your data, combine it with external sources of data, and generate actionable insights, which can then be presented to the right people across every level of your organization. And as this quote correctly says, you may be able to generate all the reports that you want today. However, delivering workflow-integrated, actionable insights to the right person at the right time is the intended objective that may truly move the needle in an organization. Now, let me give you an example of what that means. The fact is that many healthcare organizations may build predictive or prescriptive models with the potential of improving outcomes, but most don't make it into production as organizations struggle to cross that last mile to integrate them into the workflow. Here's a real-world example of how InterSystems technology solves this problem. What you see here is an actual screenshot from one of our IDN customers showing our healthcare data viewer, which can be rendered right within an EMR workflow. Now, we're one of the very few vendors capable of doing this. We've done this for Epic, for Cerner, for Athena Health, and many other EMRs. When coupling this integration with our real-time data stream notification delivery capabilities, these sorts of workflow interventions can have a material impact on the success of a healthcare organization. Now, actually, if you heard Jim Hyman from Northwell Health during his keynote presentation on day one of the conference, then you heard that pushing insights back into the clinical workflow is absolutely essential to everything they achieved in their response to COVID-19. Now, here's another real-life example of how our technology enables you to close the care loop. Do the analytics, then make the right decision at the right time. Consider a process for closing gaps and addressing risks. A group of patients in a high-risk group like diabetes or a care gap identified in the care process like women over 50 have been admitted for a fracture and get a bone mass density scan. Once the patient is admitted, whether in the EDE for fracture or the outpatient clinic urgent care, that patient, based on logic within the system, is identified as part of a dynamic cohort. Based on that fact, the care team gets notified. Could be the physician or the nurse at the bedside or a case manager responsible for enrolling patients into population health programs. What can happen is either the clinician at the bedside says, here are the great resources we have for free and enroll the patients in the population management program, or the care team can schedule the patient for any action item related to care gaps. Get them a vaccine, some screening, like the bone mass density scan, any care gap that needs to be addressed. The care team takes action and documents action into the EMR, which is part of the same system as our viewer, all in one place. At that point, once the action is taken, the patient is automatically removed from the dynamic cohort. Either the care gap is closed or the patient has been enrolled in the program that will help them manage their chronic condition. Now let's talk a bit more about each component of the solution, starting with pipeline services. 51% of healthcare organizations report that integration and interoperability are the biggest barrier to their analytics strategy. The HealthShare Analytics Solutions has extensive pipeline service capabilities. Now, for a couple of data points, 2 of the 4 largest health systems in the US, Ascension and the VA, and 39 of the top 100 health systems have standardized on the InterSystems solution for enterprise-wide pipeline for clinical, claims, financial, change data capture from relational stores, and virtually every other kind of data found in the business of healthcare. Our solution is able to simultaneously promote interoperability and analytics. This is how we do it. Data in the InterSystems solution is serialized and stored in an XML representation of the healthcare data model. This allows for massively scalable FHIR projections of the data, CCD, CDA projections of the same data, and virtually any other push or pull that might be needed to support data exchange with third-party stakeholders. Now, with regards to analytics, we have also built all the machinery to send change data capture logs of the enriched, harmonized data to relational stores. Let's look at the next component, harmonization services. Now, 85% of healthcare organizations say real-time and harmonized data are vital for key stakeholders to make informed operational decisions. We have proven solutions for data harmonization, including web-based data mapping tools, built-in testing utilities, a HIPAA-compliant message browser showing every step of processing records from the source to the destination, and the ability to perform normalization on ingest or at runtime in a late binding approach. Now, this allows for terminology maps to be continuously updated. As you may be aware, local and standard-based code sets evolve day to day. Let's move on to the data model. Only 49% of healthcare organizations have a data model structure in place, and almost half of those are unable to ingest unstructured data into the model, which means the minority, actually only 20% of organizations, are extremely satisfied with how their data model supports decisions. Our extensive healthcare data model is built and maintained by InterSystems, and it's extensible by the customer in an upgrade-safe fashion. Now, given the fact that we're the backbone of Epic, we have our own EMR product internationally, TrackCare, and we power the largest public and private health information exchanges in the world, we have a strong sense of what types of data are commonly available. And our data model reflects this with landing spots for all the care delivery, claims, pharmacy, provider network, documents, device data, and virtually every other type of healthcare data. Now, the model has been proven globally with hundreds of millions of patient records. It is also extensible with an upgrade-safe fashion by our clients, and you can model virtually any type of data you need and use our robust pipeline capabilities to populate the data model. Now, what this means practically is our solution actually enables the development of golden longitudinal patient records, which incorporate information from over time and across systems to provide a holistic view of a patient's history. For example, our solution can provide a real-world picture of patient journeys, treatment pathways, and health outcomes, and it can inform decision-making in a range of crucial areas from resource planning, pathway design, and medicines optimization to disease management and treatment plan optimization. Now let's talk about user access services. Most executives view sharing quality data across the organization as a high priority. Today, this prevents many healthcare organizations from achieving their strategic data analytics goals. For support of many different types of analytics users or tenants, we provide a robust set of modeling, exploration, and AI ML tools. Our solution provides a semantic layer and data virtualization toolset that allows us to interface with all industry-leading business analytics solutions such as Power BI, Tableau, Excel, Business Objects, Spark, TensorFlow, and the many different cloud tools, all while avoiding costly data duplication. For instance, you could use SQL, or you can easily build your own multidimensional virtual data cubes from very large data sets and analyze or visualize results with the business intelligence tool of your choice. And this is a self-service where any business or clinical user in the organization can generate their own insights. Now, with regards to artificial intelligence or machine learning, we have a two-tiered approach. We can feed third-party tools or leverage our built-in integrated ML solution, which can speed the time to build and deploy custom machine learning models out of the box and provide a simple UI for business analysts so they can leverage machine learning without being a data scientist. Finally, our solution provides for full role or resource-based control of your data. Now, because of these features, you will be able to build, to test, and to release predictive or prescriptive models into your organization's workflows, and you'll be able to deliver insights, alerts, and real-time dashboards throughout the organization. Now, for a different type of user access, let's discuss our number one in class FHIR solution. FHIR is very important to our recent analytics initiatives because it is emerging as a preferred vehicle for both data sharing and data acquisition. We're active in developing the next FHIR generation for various FHIR implementation projects, in particular Da Vinci, which is setting the standards for payer-provider use cases using FHIR, Karen, which is setting the payer implementation guidelines for FHIR, and Project Vulcan, which is defining the use of FHIR for clinical research. In the end, data and analytics issues, if not addressed, may hurt decision-making and performance with significant financial consequences. Our customers are not just doing analytics for the sake of it, they're doing it to change the business for the better and improve patient outcomes. The area where we perhaps differentiate ourselves the most is with our capabilities to deliver workflow integrated insights in real time, which means we can inform the right person at the right time with the right actionable insight. So, once you've brought together harmonized data, once we've analyzed it and derived predictive or prescriptive models, we can run these models in real time based on triggering events. For instance, in a care delivery setting, we can have triggering events such as an admission to the ED or showing up to a primary care physician visit trigger a full analysis of the patient's healthcare data, and then deliver information to a clinician in a variety of ways. Now, you can also store the enriched data insights generated as a result of analytics back into the data model in near real time. Clearly, healthcare executives continue to need better solutions that can integrate a broad array of data in a timely, digestible, and accessible format. Making reliable data visible across the organization for different users to get what they need from a single source of truth is essential to achieving the goals healthcare organizations have set for themselves. Now here, what you see is a sample of the many use cases predictive or prescriptive models we see healthcare organizations needing and or developing to improve patient and business outcomes, from risk stratification, clinical pathway predictions, to utilization forecasting, revenue prediction, and patient churn. And all of these models depend on robust, audit-proof, quality, and representative data sets for building, testing, and releasing into the organization. This is a non-negotiable precondition for executives and clinicians to start trusting these models and making decisions based on them. And the InterSystems HealthShare Analytics solution delivers on that. That's the end for our talk. Today, I would like to thank you for listening to this presentation. And I actually encourage you to attend the Experience Lab, Exploring Healthcare Analytics with InterSystems on October 28th or 29th. You will actually use the latest in InterSystems technologies to view and analyze thousands of patient encounter records and even make predictions for the future. Also, you can see my email address and LinkedIn profile here. Feel free to connect with me at any time. Thank you again for your attention and have a great day.